Hello and welcome to Happy Handicrafts. My name is Joanna and today we are going to be making a Paper Sloyd postal card holder. This is the fourth project from the third year from the book Paper Sloyd for Primary Grades by Ednah Anne Rich. Now, full disclosure, this project was a little bit of a challenge for us, but we got through it and we're here to help you get through it. So stick around. Let's get the materials needed and let's get started. So what we're going to need for this project is the book, Paper Sloyd for Primary Grades by Ednah Anne Rich. If you don't have it already, I'm putting two links below. I would suggest you get it if you're going to be doing this project with us. We're also going to need a cutting mat, a compass, a hole punch, a pencil, an X-Acto knife, a ruler, some glue, and some good quality paper that is about 12 inches. You could do it with 8.5 by, no, you can't use 8.5 by 11 paper. You're going to need to use something bigger. So we used 12 inch by 12 inch scrapbook paper, which tends to be of a little better quality. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn our paper over and we are going to make a 6 inch by 11.25 inch rectangle. So as usual, we're going to measure in from the left at the top and make a dot at 6 inches. We're going to do the same at the bottom, measuring in from the left. We make a little dot at the 6 inch mark. Now using our ruler, we're going to join those two dots with a line. Next, we're going to measure down from the top on the left-hand side to 11.25 inches, almost all the way to the end. Then moving the ruler in about halfway, we're going to measure down again from the top to 11.25 inches and we're going to make a dot. Now we'll join those two dots with a line using our ruler held in place firmly. Now using our X-Acto knife, we're going to cut out that rectangle. Now with your rectangle placed horizontally, we're going to place dots at the top and bottom at 6 3/4 inches and 7 1/4 inches. So then again along the bottom, 6 3/4 inches, place a dot, and 7 1/4 inches and place a dot. Now use your ruler to join those two lines, to make two lines, joining those 4 dots. Now keep your rectangle horizontal and we're going to place dots along the left and right side at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, at 5 inches and at 5.5. Okay, now do that on the right hand side as well. Place a dot at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 5 inches, and 5.5 inches. Okay, now let's join those dots. We're going to join the 1/2 inch dots with a line, and then we'll move the ruler down to the 1 inch dots and we'll join those with a line. Now move to the 5 inch dots and join those with a line. And finally, join the 5.5 inch dots with a line. Excellent. Now we're going to place dots on the second and third horizontal line. So here is the second, and we're going to place a dot at 3/4 of an inch, at 1 inch, at 1.5 inches, and 1 3/4 of an inch. Now we're going to also do that on the third horizontal line. So measuring in from the left, we're going to place dots at 3/4 of an inch, 1 inch, 1.5 inches, and 1 3/4 of an inch. We're just using those lines as those dots. We're not drawing lines with them. Now we're going to measure, we're going to connect just the 3/4 inch dots and make this a very light line because you're going to need to erase it at the end. Now we're going to get out our compass and we're going to measure to 3/4 of an inch. We're going to place the point on the first dot, and we're going to draw curves from the vertical line to the 1.5 inch dot. If the instructions sound confusing, just follow along with what Lucy's doing. We honestly found these instructions rather confusing. Now we're going to hold the ruler at the 1 inch dot, and we're going to make a dot at the 3 inches, as you can see there. We're going to place, first we're going to measure the compass to equal 1 inch. Then we're going to place it on the dot we just made, and we're going to draw a curve around the top. If you're just starting using a compass, this might be a little difficult, but just keep the sharp part on the part of the compass on that dot, and you'll do fine. We're next going to place dots at 2 3/4 inches on the first and fourth horizontal line. 2 3/4 inches, and make a dot. Then placing our ruler against these dots, we're going to draw lines from the dot to the outside of the paper. And then from that dot, we're going to draw a slanting line to that 1 3/4 inch dot that we placed previously. You're going to do that on the top and the bottom. Now using your hole punch, you're going to punch a hole in that middle dot that you placed previously. And then before we cut out, actually, we're going to outline our postal card holder because there are so many different lines. I just don't want to get confused in the middle of the cutting, especially with an X-Acto knife. So we just outline it with draw the outline with a pencil, maybe make it a little darker than the other lines so there's no confusion as to what we should be cutting. This is an optional step, so if you feel you don't need to do that, all the better, but this is what works best for us. Now using your X-Acto knife, cut along the darkened lines. Make sure you get the cuts around those little tabs. We almost forgot them. Next, we're going to use our ruler to create our folds. You're going to fold where you see the lines. The only place you're not going to fold is that light line you made near where you did the hole punch. We're going to erase that line. Once you've done all the folds, you're going to reinforce them. We'd usually do that with the back of our ruler. We're just going to make them nice and crisp. And now we're going to glue it together. So first fold those 2 little tabs in the center in. You can do one at a time if you prefer, like Lucy. Put glue on the outside of them and fold it in. Make sure they're well secured and then put glue on those inner tabs and fold in the top. Make sure the edges are well approximated and hold it until the glue is nice and set. And there, my friends, is your postal card holder. It'll fit them perfectly. I hope you enjoyed this project. I hope you find good use for it, and we will see you in the next video.